Braxton. Certainly appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you folks for being here. Kendall, you're a tough act to follow, so I won't even try. But thank you for being here. What I'd like to talk to you about tonight is the importance of voting. If we take a look at what happened in 2023 in the Minnesota Senate, we lost the majority by around 350 votes. In that district, in every district, Senate district, there's about 86,000 constituents, probably 50,000 voters, and we would just needed a very, very few people to get out and vote on the Republican side, and we would have won that seat. Had we won that seat, it would be 34 on the Republican side and 33 on the Democrat side. So we would have had the majority. What did that one vote, what's that one vote in the Senate mean? It means that we had an $18.5 billion deficit that was squandered and wasted for the most part. It means that taxes and fees were raised by $10 billion. It means that they took the leftover COVID money and several other dollars that was in special funds, drew that out, and basically spent that. They spent about $39.5 billion. Let's roll the clock back and go back until the beginning of the session in 2011. We had the majority. We went in with a budget deficit of about $6 billion. At the end of that session, the next biennium, the budget would be $34.5 billion. At the six bienniums later, the budget was up to $50.5 billion, so it raised about $17 billion over a 12-year period. In 2023, for the next upcoming budget, the budget went to $72 billion. So it went up well over 17, almost $19 billion in one 2-year term, and it took 12 years to go 17 billion in the previous 12 years. So that's why votes matter, and it makes a big difference. And this is going to be a tough election. I know a lot of people are saying this is going to be an easy election, but it's not going to be. The Democrats have a machine, and they know how to work that machine, and they'll work it right till the bitter end. And so we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to get state officers elected on the Republican side, get the governor's office on the Republican side, get the House on the Republican side. I don't know that we can get a trifecta, but it sure would be fun. But even if we can't, we need to get one or two legs of the stool so we can really stop a lot of stuff. Chris and his team did a good job this past session as they tied when it was 67-67. They were able to hold a lot of stuff that was introduced that the Democrats wanted to move forward, but Chris and his team were there to stop that, and that makes a big difference. But if we could get the majority in the House and the Senate and the governor's office, we would set the plays, we would determine how things were going to happen, and we could start backing a lot of this spending up, backing some of this tax stuff up, and make Minnesota a place where it would be fun to live again. And we would change in a lot of work with jobs and stuff like that could be changed considerably. One of the things that it appears, and we'll see how it plays out, but it appears that the Democrats feel that one of the things that are going to help them get election certificates and stay in the majority is the Paid Family Leave Act. They feel that that is a piece of legislation that's going to be a home run for them, and so we'll see how that plays out. But we have to understand that that is out there, and they'll try to do that. I think right now, when it comes to the gun special session that the governor wants to have, it's kind of interesting because the House is, I won't speak on the House, the Senate is short one vote because of the lady that was caught in her stepmother's house, and she was found guilty, and so she resigned. So that seat is open on the Democrat side. On our side, Senator Bruce Anderson passed away, and so that seat is open, and there's two special elections that are coming up in November. And so we're working very hard, trying to do everything we can to try to hold Bruce Anderson's seat and win the other seat. And Bruce Anderson's, I think we're in good shape. The other seat we're going to have to do a lot of work to do that. That's not what we ought to be doing. It's really unfortunate. But it is kind of interesting how things are going. And the governor, we do need to get him replaced. He hasn't officially stated it yet, but as I understand, he is planning on running again. And so the thing that he has going for him is he has a lot of money. And it takes money to win these races. And so he does have a pretty good bankroll already. So we'll see. I think that he would be, other than his money, I think I think it'd be kind of tough for him because he's made a lot of mistakes. He's done a lot of things that have irritated people. He's done a lot of things that just wanted to keep his side of the aisle happy and not do what's best for the constituents for the entire state. And so we need to take a look at that. Rural Minnesota has been a very strong hold in the Republicans now for the last couple elections. We need to maintain that. We need to increase that. And so my request is, number one, keep up the good work that you've been doing. We truly need that help. Number two is to make sure that we don't leave any stones unturned. And if there's anything that you can do to help, we certainly would appreciate that. There's all kinds of things that go on behind the scenes. There's all kinds of things that are out there that you can help with. We always are looking for people to do door knocking. We're always looking for people to put up lawn signs. We're always looking for people to be in parades. We're always looking for people to donate money. There's just a whole plethora of things that you can help with, and it doesn't have to be a commitment for the summer. It can be a commitment for one day or whatever. But certainly keep that in mind, because this next election, I think, is going to be an election that's going to really determine where the fate of Minnesota goes and just how long this lasts, as far as if we don't get that changed around. And when we look at and many a times I stood up here and I said that this is going to be the toughest election we ever had. And I will continue to say that because it seems like every election gets tougher and tougher. We get stronger and stronger in rural Minnesota, but the metro gets more people turned out, seems like every election. The last election that did not play out, and President Trump did a great job of getting reelected. But we don't know for sure how that's all going to play out, so we have to assume it's going to be the toughest election we had and do everything we can to try to win that election.